Wait a minute, folks. Listen up, all right? Now we understand that Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez has been one of the most anticipated matchups in the sport of boxing. Am I right? Come on. Let's be real, let's be honest. The haters and the supporters of both fighters understand that this fight has been marinated for a long time. And we also understand that Turki Al-Sheikh allegedly been given the bag, massive purses to fighters, to unnecessary matchups as well. Fights that we haven't been asking for, right? Now, I'm not giving Teofimo Lopez any excuse, right, of avoiding Devin the Dream Haney, avoiding the offer that was on the table, that was verbally agreed upon, that was close to being signed, and then in the 11th hour pulled out of the fight. But maybe, just maybe, Teofimo Lopez, quote unquote, allegedly ducking, may have done himself and Devin Haney a favor. Why? Because I believe, right, regardless if you're this fan that, I don't give a damn about how these fighters get paid, yo. I don't care. I just want to see the fight. I just want to see the fight. Let's be real. Let's be honest. We some pocket watching motherfuckers out here. We understand that Alexander Usyk made $75 million. And Tyson Fury as well. We understand that Ryan Garcia made $20 million versus Rolly, and Rolly made $5 million. $20 million to fight Rolly. We understand that Canelo Alvarez made a whopping $80 million to fight William Score. William Score made $3 million. $80 million to fight William Score, y'all. What about Bacoli and Parker? It was reportedly, allegedly, that Parker made $11.4 million and Bacoli on one day notice made $4 million. We also have an understanding that Canelo Alvarez is going to be making a whopping $150+ million, probably close to $200 million. And Bud Crawford's reportedly, allegedly going to be making $70+ million to fight each other, a fight that nobody asked for. Now, let's be real. Let's be honest. How the fuck is Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney a fight that the world of boxing been asking for is going to get less than 8 figures? How's that possible? Ladies and gentlemen, it was allegedly that Teofimo, well, not allegedly, but Teofimo Lopez signed a 3-fight deal, right? And his second fight he was supposed to get $11 million, in which they was trying to cut it in half. They offered Teofimo Lopez $5.5 million to fight Devin the Dream Haney. I wonder how much they offered Devin Haney less than 8 figures to fight Teofimo Lopez. Are you telling me? Compare. Now, put this way, because I know a lot of people talking a lot of money, yo, but that's the, Tio never made all that money. That's the most money he ever made. That's the most money that Devin ever made. Compare to the Saudis. Compare to the money that's been thrown out there and given. Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney offers was a slap in the face, a spit in the face. Disrespectful offers. Yes, I said it. Compare to the purses that Turki Al-Sheikh been given. That's a massive low ball offer. In the world of Turki Al-Sheikh, that's a massive low ball offer. And maybe, just maybe, I know some of y'all ain't not going to admit it because some of boxing fans don't give a damn about how these fighters are getting paid and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, this is prize fighting. Maybe Teofimo Lopez did himself and Devin Haney a favor. Because we all know, in the world of Turki Al-Sheikh and the Saudis, Teofimo Lopez and Devin the Dream Haney to fight each other should not receive anything less than $30 million each. Oh, yeah. Some of y'all gonna be like, what you mean, Punch? What do you mean? You know, Tio haven't sold all this, and Devin haven't sold all this, and Devin, look how he performed, and look at T, was he? Shut the F up. Teofimo Lopez and Devin the Dream Haney is the most accomplished fighters of this young generation. And if Turkey Al Sheikh respects accomplishment and he want to bring the retro mentality and bring respect back into the sport of boxing, like he likes to say, he wants boxing to come back like it was used to be. Yeah, when it was used to be, when people used to love the belts, when people used to respect accomplishment, when people used to respect dare to be great. Right? Hey, Teofimo Lopez is your Ring Magazine champion, your lineal champion. Usyk ain't never sold no numbers. When has Usyk fought and have a sellout crowd arena? When he came out here to Chicago, he did like 6,000 people, 7,000 people in a theater. How much did Bacoli sold? Come on now. How much does William Skull? He got $3 million. Do you know how many? $3 million for William Skull, man? Huh? That means that William Skull got paid more than Teofimo Lopez got paid to fight over Vasily Lomachenko. No. We always brag about that. That Turkey has unlimited funds, unlimited money. Especially, they say this fight could have been happening out there in Saudi Arabia. So you telling me that $5.5 million for Teofimo Lopez to fight Devin the Dream Haney is something respectful? Now, folks, I said, again, I'm one of the guys that feel, yes, I wanted Teofimo Lopez to fight Jerome Bruce Ennis, right? That's a fight that I wanted to see. But when that fight fell apart, I had no problems of watching Teofimo Lopez fight Devin Haney. Now, of course, Devin Haney agreed to the fight. Teofimo Lopez verbally agreed to the fight, and then, like I said at the beginning, in the 11th hour, he chose not to. Maybe this was the right move. Maybe it was the wrong move. Maybe everything is not promised tomorrow. I was one of the channels. If you follow the channel, Punch Run Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself, El Pastor de Boxeo, the pastor of boxing, I did a video and I said, Bud Crawford and Earl Spence should not get less than $20 million each. And if you're not gonna get $20 million, then not Earl Spence nor Bud Crawford should take the fight. There were some people that felt that I was speaking truth. There's other people that felt that I was that I'm capping that shit. Nah, who cares, man? Bud didn't sell this. He don't deserve this. In all reality, they both got more than $12 million each. Now, y'all give me a reason why you think Teofimo Lopez and Devin the Dream Haney should not get $30 million, the least $30 million each to fight one another. Compare the numbers that Turkey Al Sheikh allegedly is giving these fighters and these matchups. Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez is one of the most anticipated and the most asked fight in the sport of boxing, especially in America, more than Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. When Earl Spence and Bud Crawford fought, let me tell you like this, at the time that they fought, and at the time that Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney fought, both Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney is more accomplished than Earl Spence and Bud Crawford at the time before they fought each other. Yes, Teofimo Lopez is two-time lineal champion. If it wasn't for the politics of the sport of boxing, you know and I know that Teofimo Lopez would be the first one to be recognized as the first male two-division undisputed world champion in the full belt era. Well, he beat Vasily Lomachenko, but the WBC franchise tampered with their legacy. Josh Taylor vacated his belt. Now look at Devin Haney. Devin Haney, two-division champion, undisputed in the lightweight division. We could honestly say collectively, Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney had more hardware than Bud and Earl Spence. And a fight that was just as much asked, or probably more marinated and more built than Bud and Earl Spence. But nonetheless, I'm just speaking in value. I know that's not a turkey out shake fight, but I'm just speaking of value. Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez projected to make in the pot probably $300 million in the pot for that fight that nobody asked for. Maybe, just maybe, Teofimo Lopez did himself and Devin Haney a favor and be like, you know what, brother? I know you might be mad at me that I ain't signing the deal, but we deserve more than this. Maybe Devin should stand next to Teofimo Lopez and be like, you know what, we could strategically get more. Again, I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm not saying I'm wrong either. I'm not saying that Teofimo Lopez shouldn't sign to fight Devin Haney, but if we look at just the bigger picture, if we put our emotions to the side, if we have a little bit of more patience, because I know in other circumstances, in other matchups, I did have the patience, is that we've been wanting this fight for a long time. But I was, again, one of those channels that I was a supporter of Amanda Serrano pulling out from the fight with Katie Taylor the first time they was going to fight in the backyard of Eddie Hearn's mansion as a co-main event to Povetkin versus Dillian White. Amanda Serrano was about to be due $75,000 or $100,000, and that was lowball. And everybody in the boxing world thought she was crazy. Everybody in the boxing world thought she was crazy. And I said, nah. I always said that Amanda Serrano, if you follow the channel, she's a seven-figure fighter. Seven-figure fighter. Even Amanda Serrano, when we had her first interview, she said, it'll be good to make $300,000. And I said, nah, mama, you a seven-figure fighter. You a seven-division world champion, one of the most decorated fighters in the history of the sport of boxing. You and Katie Taylor, y'all deserve to have your own card, main event. And guess what? Amanda Serrano did pull out of the negotiations. 2 fights later, Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor at Madison Square Garden, and both of these ladies making 7 figures. Second fight, Amanda Serrano made $10 million. Now they're going to be fighting for the trilogy. And God knows how much they're going to be making. Probably close to $20 million. And let's not forget that Amanda Serrano signed that lifetime deal with MVP and also an ambassador, more than she has a position in which she's putting every woman on in the sport of boxing. Nakisa, Jordan, Jake Paul has saved women boxing solely because she pulled out a long time ago and was patient enough. Somebody came along and believed in her value. If Amanda Serrano never would have pulled out of the fight, Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano would have never made $1 million. And maybe, as we see women boxing today, women boxing may have been dead. I'll give you another example. Everybody knows who Dave Chappelle is, right? Dave Chappelle, one of the greatest comedians. Remember, everybody thought that he was crazy. People was calling him a crackhead and stuff like that because they Comedy Central offered him $50 million, and he declined that offer, went to Africa, and then came back years later and started making $20 million a pop for Netflix. See, we may think that Teofimo Lopez's move is crazy. Is what you doing? You're ducking. How could you duck the biggest pay? But maybe this duck could turn out to be one of the biggest flip, one of the biggest payday in the sport of boxing today.